We had just spent the better part of a month and a half traveling all across the country of Malaysia, and there's a few things that came off as a bit of a surprise to us. And so in today's video, we are going to cover 7 things we wish we knew before traveling to Malaysia.
So we do fly by the seat of our pants sometimes, and that was our Malaysia trip. We actually ended up booking it like only a few days before we actually ended up in Malaysia, and so we knew we could go in visa free, and I thought it was only for 30 days. But we were lucky enough to get visa free for 90 days, which is so awesome, and it's really hassle free.
We didn't expect such a long duration. Thailand, it's 30 days, and within Laos, I think it's 30 days as well. So we were kind of expecting that 30 days with the need to extend our stay, but it was 90 days as soon as we showed up, and we were pleasantly surprised by that. But also to note, there is some restrictions depending on what country you come from. So there's the 90 days for a lot of countries. There are a lot of countries that only get 30 days. There are a select few that get just 14 days. And then there are a handful of countries that actually require an e-visa to enter Malaysia. And so we just recommend that you do your research, make sure you know, based on the country you're coming from, how long you have, and if there's any required registrations that you need to do before entering the country as well. Another thing that kind of took us by surprise is the taxes in Malaysia. There's a number of taxes when it comes to tourism that you might not expect. Like for instance, they reinstated the tourism tax for hotels just earlier this year, where they actually add a 10 ringgit per night charge on every single hotel in the country. And so that's something you definitely want to keep in mind when coming and kind of add to the budget as well, is the hotel tax that they have for you. Again, 10 ringgit per night. Also, they have luxury excise taxes that are some of the highest in the world. Take for instance, their beer is 3rd highest in the world. So the price of alcohol in Malaysia was much higher than we had experienced anywhere else so far in Southeast Asia. And it's the 2nd highest only to Singapore in all of Southeast Asia. So you're gonna notice a little bit of a higher charge for some of these luxury items when visiting Malaysia as well.
Yeah, we definitely saw a big difference because we do like to go out and have a couple drinks, and we definitely did see a major price increase on alcohol, and sometimes it is actually kind of hard to find as well. Another cool fact is Langkawi is actually a duty-free island, which was so cool. The whole island is duty-free. So they have these like mega duty-free shops, and you can buy like really cheap liquor, chocolates, perfume. Like I ended up buying 2 bottles of perfume for like 30 ringgit. It's so cool, and you can go in and you can get all these chocolates and like the huge boxes.
Yeah, for sure. It was a real pleasant surprise after we had spent some time in Penang there and seen all these higher prices on some of these luxury things. We didn't even know it going to Langkawi, and then the first day we were there, we were driving down the street and it's just duty free all over the place.
And you see people carrying like all these mega like duty free bags. It was so cool.
Yeah, and if you're gonna city hop like we did, we'd maybe recommend saving some of your shopping for when you get to Langkawi.
Another thing we were quite surprised about traveling in Malaysia is actually the power outlets. They are type G, so they're the ones that you find in the UK. We've been traveling through Southeast Asia for 8 months or so, and we actually have been using the ones from like North America. So we haven't even thought about power outlets, and then we came to Malaysia, and yeah, they're the UK outlet.
Just made it as soon as we got into our first hotel. We're like,
oh
no, we can't charge anything. And so we just went down to the closest mall, found a little converter that was able to convert our outlets to the local outlets. We strongly recommend getting any kind of converter that you look for one that has a power surge protector, because you never know, they may have not the highest quality of power and it can really put your electronics at risk. And so not only did we get a surge protector on our converter, but we have a power bar that we plugged into the surge protector converter that also has a surge protector. So we're kind of double layered on our surge protection there, making us feel a lot more comfortable and confident in using our electronics with those outlets. And it's just something to keep in mind when you're traveling, that you want to have some kind of converter. Really something to keep in mind anywhere you're traveling.
Yeah, we've heard horror stories of there's been thunderstorms and the power surges, and people have just had their laptops plug in, like really nice, expensive laptops, and it's surged the power and it's blown their laptops, and that could be thousands of dollars, and that would be just disastrous. So,
don't want that out. So we're glad that we were able to find a surge protector converter, and we strongly recommend, if you're coming to Malaysia, make sure to look into one yourself.
And another thing that we found surprising in Malaysia was certain things were kind of hard to find. As we had previously said, alcohol was hard to find and it was expensive, and also pork, because Malaysia is a Muslim country, so there is a lot of halal restaurants and areas of the country.
Yeah, and so that's why they won't serve alcohol or pork in a lot of places, raising the price of both of them when you do find them, unfortunately. And also we found that all through Southeast Asia, it's been hard to find certain types of toiletries. Our favorite kinds of deodorant, for one, are hard to find, so we're kind of trying out and experimenting with different brands along the way. It was also hard for us to find like a good quality style razor as well, which is kind of odd to think about, but it was just hard to find a good quality razor. And one thing that has been difficult for me to find as a coffee lover throughout Southeast Asia in general is just good ground coffee. It's instant coffee almost everywhere you go. Now in Malaysia they do have the white coffee, which is really popular. You will find espresso stands and whatnot, but just your typical cup of drip coffee seems non-existent. And so it's just some of those little nice to haves were hard to find for us while traveling through the country.
We found them expensive when we did find them, so we didn't end up actually buying them. This video is kindly brought to you by Level 8. Level 8 is a budget-friendly luggage company that offers stylish range of carry-on and checked suitcases, backpacks and travel bags, lightweight luggage collections and sets that are designed for every traveler's needs. We've been using Level 8 suitcases now for a couple months and we absolutely love them. They have given us creative freedom and honest opinion on this, so when we say we love them, we mean it. The first thing that I absolutely love about this carry-on, it has the front pouch right here. So it's got these double zippers for easy access. And it even has these Velcro straps here, so this opens down. Allows full access here. It has this great laptop sleeve, so you can grab your laptop when you're on the go. And then it also has all these little pockets where you can fit all your bits and bobs, and it's really good for if you're a traveler on the go, digital nomads, and you need great access. And it even fits my Kindle in here. And you've got tons of room in the actual main compartment of the suitcase. Here, even with the front compartment of the laptop sleeve, you've still got tons of space in here. And then also you've got these straps here to push everything down, because I definitely need those because I carry a lot. Here you can even put some toiletries or knickknacks or your flip-flops or something in there. And here you've got all this space, which even fits my biggest packing cube right in there. The overall design of this suitcase is super sleek. I love the hard shell. It's easy to clean and it keeps everything protective. But I also love the color. I love pink things. And even better, the wheels are so smooth on this. So when I'm walking on rugged ground, it easily just comes and slides along with me. It is so good. And then the handle, of course, adjusts to multiple levels, which is easy for me. And then you also have these quick grab and go handles on the top and on the side. So it's really good when I'm going through airport security. I can quickly just grab it as I go. And then you've also got the TSA lock, which is super important when you're traveling internationally. Overall, I absolutely love this case. It is my new favorite and it matches my backpack too. Now, if you're interested in Level 8, go ahead and click the link in the description below and type in Kyle and Jess 10 for a 10% discount at the checkout. Now, if you're like us, you're going to be out and about and exploring, and a big thing about exploring is rides and transportation. And if you're a bit iffy about taxis like we are, we've had a few bad taxi drivers, we don't typically take taxis anymore. So when you come to a country and they have Grab, which is the alternative to Uber, it is fabulous, and we were so happy to see that Malaysia had Grab.
They've got great customer service. They obviously give you rideshare services, deliver food, and they do also deliver items if you need something from convenience store or the grocery store or whatnot. They do kind of the one-stop shop, much like Uber, but because Uber's not available, we would recommend looking into Grab. They're a great service, great customer service, and yeah, been our go-to ever since we came over to Southeast Asia, and thankfully they had it in Malaysia as well.
And it is super affordable, not like in North America when Uber is very expensive. We don't actually use Uber in North America because it's so expensive, but here in Southeast Asia it is very affordable, and we would highly recommend using Grab when you come here.
One side note though, when we were in KL, the traffic can be horrendous. So we would still recommend using Grab, but if you feel comfortable using the subway system, it might be something else to look into as well as an alternative.
And they also have great bus services too.
Yeah. An absolute heaven sent for us being Canadians is just how widely spoken English is in Malaysia. Coming from Thailand and Laos in our previous travels, not so widely spoken. It was a bit hit or miss whether or not we'd find someone that could easily speak with, but in Malaysia, over 72% of the country speaks English fluently. So it was really nice to just be able to kind of immerse ourselves into the country and openly communicate with everyone around us. In Indonesia, for instance, which is really popular amongst expats and digital nomads, it's only 30% of the country that speaks English, and Thailand as low as 27%. So way more people in Malaysia speak English than they did in some of the other Southeast Asian countries that we went to, and it was just a lot more convenient to get around and communicate that way.
Yeah, we found a lot of the signs and information was posted in English, so that definitely does help if you don't speak the native language.
Now, if you're traveling to Malaysia, you probably already know that it's a very multicultural place. But one thing we didn't expect was the degree of diversity that we would be experiencing when getting to the country. It is an absolutely beautiful country, beaches, mountains, wildlife, so many different things. It was absolutely amazing. When it comes to the wildlife, when we were in Langkawi, we went on an amazing tour that we saw the Langkawi eagles, we saw the monkeys, a fish farm that really highlighted the sea life that's in the area. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and it was gorgeous because they had the giant limestone rocks coming out of the ocean. Like, it looked like it was out of a movie. It was so epic. But then you've also got like the hustle and bustle of KL. And then if you go over to the other side, like Borneo, you've got like the jungle life. It is such a beautiful country, and I think as we kept on traveling, we fell more and more in love with Malaysia felt like we left without seeing Malaysia. You know, we cannot wait to go back.
We will be back.
Yeah.
And that's one great thing too, is the people there are just so amazing. They're
nice.
so helpful. They gave us endless recommendations of places to go see that we just couldn't fit it all in one stay, and so we definitely plan to go back. It is like a melting pot of different cultures and different travel experiences all throughout the entire country. It was absolutely amazing.
We fell in love with Malaysia, and we cannot wait to go back and explore more.
Yeah, some of the places that we plan to go, like Jess had said, we want to go check out Borneo for sure.
Yeah.
Malacca, we had heard really good things about. And there's a couple of other places, but we would love to hear from you guys. If you have any recommendations on the next time we come around, please let us know in the comments below.
Yeah. And to all the Malaysians, thank you for having us. We loved it.
Thank you so much. It was an amazing time visiting your country, touring around and seeing the sights. And we wish we had stayed a bit longer, but gives us just that much more reason to go back. So we hope you found this informative and entertaining. And if you did like it, make sure to smash that like button, click subscribe so you continue following our journey through Malaysia and beyond. And until next time,
Bye.